Here we go. Everybody excited for the Dreamer Clutch? It's finally here. It's in my hands. It's ready to go. I'm going to do an unboxing. Then we're going to start breaking it down in comparisons and even do some of the accessories that are available for it from the OG Dreamer and there on up in comparisons. This is going to be a lot of fun. Let's have a good time and enjoy yourself. I hope that you like this video. If you do, let me know. All right, let's get into this. So the Dreamer Clutch comes in gold. It also comes in matte black. It comes in stainless steel with a gold ring, and it comes in matte black with a gold ring. So those are the color options available, at least for now. So you got a picture here of the Stu Crew Goon cap that was also designed by Stan. Let's admire some of the beauty in this and how well this plays into the whole connection with the devices and the caps. Now let's get into some comparisons. Here we got the Dreamer Clutch right next to the OG Dreamer. As you can see, there's a considerable size difference between the two. The entire cap is actually up and above the whole OG Dreamer device. So there's some considerable size difference. There's also a 0.5 millimeter more girth to the new Dreamer Clutch than there is to the OG. So be aware of that. But satin finish on it though, that hand feel is completely different as well. You'll get a much more softer, almost rubberized like feel to it. As you can see here, the buttons look similar, but they're not exactly the same. So the OG Dreamer has a threaded button, as in the new one has like a drop-in button. You'll see as it opens up into the next section, but yeah. And I wonder about the murdered out option, whether or not this murdered out option like the OG Dreamer has here, because the original button is not this color. But I do have the murdered out button, and I was curious, are they going to come out with new buttons for the Dreamer Clutch? Because I would really like that as an option. A major comparison here in this picture is the fact that the new Dreamer Clutch has a constant contact clutch button versus the old Dreamer that actually had a floating contact. Now another thing is the new Dreamer Clutch has an adjustable battery rattle adjustment with a screw, and the OG Dreamer had a spring-loaded and a battery rattle. Now the clutch button is considerably heavier but is much more sturdy when standing on a flat surface, which will come into play a little bit later with some of the accessories that are available for it. Alright, let's get into some accessories. Alright, here we go. We have the Ardent with the hybrid connection on the Dreamer Clutch. It does work, however, if you notice, there is a step difference because that 0.5 millimeter extra girth on the Dreamer Clutch. So it isn't there, it is noticeable, but it doesn't look bad and it does fire extremely well. The stack tube here fits perfectly on the OG Dreamer. However, if you notice on the Dreamer Clutch, same problem. There's a little bit of a step difference with a 0.5 millimeter extra girth on the Dreamer Clutch. However, again, fires extremely well, works really well, but make sure you do have the little extra button piece that goes inside to extend the battery to the proper length. At this point, I'd like to point out the heavier Dreamer Clutch button does come into play here with helping it stand more steadily and less tippy and less likely to fall over versus the OG Dreamer button because of its heft. The button on the left is the original Dreamer Clutch button, which had much wider tabs than the new button, as you can see, and a rough flat edge versus the rounded edge on the new upgraded button. Now, the wider tab caused you to have more surface area to accidentally lock the button, even when just using under normal use. And the rough edge on it, where it's a little sharp, would cause it to be a little crunchy sometimes if it was near the lock mechanism. Whereas the button on the right is much less prone to accidental locking, and it's also less prone to being crunchy. It's a very nice smooth button. Really good upgrade here. I'm glad they wound up doing this before the release, or before most of the releases at least. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it gave you the information you were looking for. Please hit the like button on your way out, and thank you very much. Bye.